Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Mudiraye Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Krishnan Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Adyeham Shri Guru Shri Radhanam Shri Guru Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganaratnathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvekam Savadutam Varijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahaganaratnatha Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatharine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Dinamine Shri Varshavandi Devi Gaitaya Kripate Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namah Manjuchwala Prematya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murte Dinkarine Rupanuga Viruddha Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Vipralambara Sambhove Padambujayate Namah Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavadayate Gaurani Mahabhule Swam Nirdesta Sajjana Priya Vishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jananathayate Namah Sarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Premadaye Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Krishna Maha Panchatattva Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavatar Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Surato Bhagavad Dhamamanda Matirgati Matsarvasya Padam Bhoja Radham Mohano Divyakarana Canto Srimad Nagara Simhasanastav Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prishali Sevamano Smarami Srimad Rasarasaradvi Pamshi Vata Tatastito Karshan Venu Swane Gopi Gopinata Shri Estuna Tamtakanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are on the 14th chapter of the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Last class, you heard from Nitai Madhav Prabhu the description of the appearance of Lord Varaha and how Lord Varaha killed who? Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyaksh. Hiranyaksh. Who was the elder brother or younger brother of Hiranyakashipu? All of you saw that movie Maha Avatar Narasimha. Anyone who didn't see? So many people are actually. It is surprising that at least although I am hopeless in spiritual life now also, and especially before coming to Krishna consciousness, but even before I came to ISKCON, I had heard of Prahlad and Narasimha and Hiranyakashipu. I had heard. You'll be surprised. Many people now don't even know who Prahlad is. You will take for granted Prahlad to sabko malum hai. But many people don't know that. But definitely a lot of people, including myself, before coming to ISKCON, never heard of Hiranyaksh and Varahadev. Maybe if you're from a cultured family, if you know about Dashavtar, then you know about Varahadev. So this section of the Bhagavatam introduces us to Varahadev. The previous chapter introduces us to Varahadev. And I don't know about you, but when I saw the movie, I found Varahadev's depiction. Varahadev was more beautiful looking, at least to my eyes, than Narasimhadev. Just the way Varahadev appeared, and तो नरसिम्हा है ना मालूम था कि महा अवतार नरसिम्हा तो नरसिम्हा आएंगे. But when many of you must have seen it multiple times, but the first time when you see and then that conch blows and then Varahadev appears, very beautiful. So if in that description they could make it beautiful, how beautiful would the Lord actually be? We have our BBT paintings. In that, the Lord's description is so beautiful. Imagine how beautiful the Lord is. We have personal experience that when you see someone's photograph, people look good. But when you see them in person, they look better. So the beauty of the Lord. And the Lord has the audacity to come in the form of a hog, a boar, a pig, one of the ugliest animals. Nowadays, it's like it is all this. What is it called? Wokeism. You cannot say anyone is ugly. You cannot say anyone is ugly. That's shaming, body shaming. That's body shaming. You cannot say anyone is fat, anyone is ugly, anyone is dark. We grew up with all that. When I was in 10th standard, my weight was 100 kgs. So, I had many nicknames. You grow up with that. Now, though, someone can file a case against you if you do that. But Krishna wants to come and show that the most ugliest creature, the most unclean creature, the creature with the most sinful habits, a pig. When I come in that form, it's more beautiful millions of times than whatever Mr. Universe, Miss Universe. Again, nowadays woke culture, suffix, prefix नहीं होना चाहिए, whatever universe, Mr. Miss combined universe. Much more beautiful than all of them is the Lord when he comes in the form of a pig. He's a supreme personality of hog head. Supreme personality of hog head. And so after that, when Vidur hears all that, so he begs Maitreya Muni. He begs him that I am not satisfied with this. एक चैप्टर में आपने थोड़े श्लोक में डिस्क्राइब कर दिया वारादेव. I'm not satisfied. Please go into detail. Please tell me more. And so then he starts speaking about this chapter, the pregnancy of Diti. So we'll discuss this chapter. It's a very short chapter. These next few chapters are all pastimes in the third canto. Till we reach when Lord Kapiladev starts to instruct his mother Devahuti. And then those next 10 chapters are all philosophy, Sankhya philosophy. So I'm sure you're so eager to get into those chapters. So we'll quickly run through these pastime chapters. We'll start with verse number 4. श्रद्दधानाय भक्ताय ब्रूहि तज्जन्म विस्तरम् विषेण तृप्यति मनः परम कौतूहलम हि मे. So this is Vidura talking to Maitreya. He's saying, my mind has become very inquisitive and therefore I am not satisfied with hearing the narration of the Lord's appearance. Please therefore speak more and more to a devotee who is faithful. So he's saying, I want to hear more and more, just enough, just so much that Lord appeared like this is not enough for me. What was that previous chapter? Lord came, Shweta Varaha, two types of Varahas. One may he lifted the earth, one may he killed Hiranyaksha. Hare Krishna. So Vidur is saying, no, no, no. Please tell me more. Tell me more. So Maitreya Muni in the next verse will congratulate him for this kind of a mood. So this is the mood of a devotee. If we want to judge ourselves how much we are progressing, and we don't want to ask anyone else because out of fear of कुछ आड़ा टेढ़ा सुनने में मिलेगा तो अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. Preserving our ego, काम बनाए 3 सेकंड में. WhatsApp forward was the ego काम बिगाड़े 3 सेकंड में. So if to not to have a bad day, but gulab jamun from me. Although my phone is on silent, a WhatsApp call still comes. Oh, अच्छा यहाँ से आ रहा है. No gulab jamun, sorry. Today's prasad is sponsored by Jyoti Agarwal Mataji. So yeah, so the litmus test, jokes apart, the litmus test, one of the litmus tests is how much we want to hear about the Lord more and more. Suppose you have chanted your 16 rounds. It happened to me yesterday. Chanted your 16 rounds. If it's Ekadashi, you have chanted your 25 rounds. You've read your quota of whatever you have decided to hear, to read. 10 verse, 20 verse, 5 verse, 1 verse, to be पढ़ लिया. And all your day's responsibilities are over. Then you go home, there's nobody at home. No kids, no husband, no wife. You genuinely have nothing to do. And it's not even 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock that you have to sleep. And now with that time and without any distractions and सब हो गया, spiritual quota भी सब खत्म हो गया. Then if you are still inspired to listen to a lecture, and it's not as if next day you have to give class कि वो चलो prepare करेंगे. You have none of those things and you still wish to open Bhagavatam, or if you still wish to open some Shastra, or you listen to a lecture, then it shows that there is some here more to a devotee who is faithful. So I failed yesterday, but I'm saying this is the test. That एक होता है चलो 16 माला करना है. So that's fine, ठीक है. You're not a complete hopeless person. तो आपने कोई vow लिया तो उसको आप follow कर रहे हो, तो ठीक है, रात को 10 बजे तक बैठ के 16 माला किया. But another is कि हो गया and उसके बाद 17th round. Someone should write a book, the 17th round. It's like Escape from Alcatraz, the 17th round. The unknown, into the unknown, into the dark unknown. So you chant an extra round. Just, it's not even Kartik, nobody is sick. You don't want some material benefit. You're not miserable. Everything is fine, and you open Bhagavatam for extra quota or for extra rounds. That shows we are progressing. That shows there's some taste. So we should strive for this. And then that will be some tangible progress in spiritual life. Now that we are devotees for several years, just chanting our 6 quota of rounds is not enough. So there has to be some taste which is developed. Otherwise, see, if we are pious, then lifelong also we can go on. But otherwise, if we don't develop after a few years genuine attraction or taste for Krishna consciousness, for hearing chanting, then after a while we'll start to lose interest. And that's very dangerous because it is said no, that you can only wake up somebody who's actually sleeping. You can't wake up someone who's pretending to sleep. So you can convince someone about Krishna consciousness who doesn't know. But when you know everything and then you lose interest, then even convincing you becomes very difficult. सब पता है उसके वजह से you've lost, the taste is not there. So that we have to cultivate. And for that, our spiritual life has to go beyond mechanical spiritual life, mechanical chanting. Like for me, I have taken a self vow of reading few verses every day, few verses of Bhagavad Gita, few verses of Bhagavatam, few verses of CC. So by Lord's mercy, I can complete that. If some very exceptional day, so next day I make it up. I will read then 6, 6, and 4. But I know that I am doing that just because of that promise. But it has to move beyond that to, okay, now there's more time. You don't have to stop at 3 verses. You can go on 6, 9, 12. And there are some days where it actually happens. You know, if you find the Bhagavatam so relishable that you go on. We have to have those days more of those days. So like 30 days in a month, at least half of those days should be those kind of days. So that each of us have to do on our own. 16 rounds, we say at least few rounds which are nice rounds, which are not. I've watched a video where Mahatma Prabhu, he was saying that boiled potato, mashed potato था. So he said if someone just gives you a boiled potato, mash करके आपको दे देंगे, it will not taste good. But if you put some black pepper, some salt, some maybe butter or some cheese, or you put something, then you can eat. So he's like mechanical chanting is like a plain boiled potato. After one bite, it becomes very dry. But we have to add that mood. That why am I chanting? What is the meaning of chanting? Oh Lord Krishna, oh Srimati Radharani, please engage me in your service. Remembering their pastimes, remembering Vrindavan Dham, remembering the form of the Lord, chanting, begging for mercy. That kind of chanting is the kind of chanting we should cultivate more. So while all of us have inattentiveness in our chanting, at least few rounds or few mantras in every round, we should have some feeling chanting with feeling. Similarly, reading Bhagavatam, not just for the sake of reading, but actually developing some interest. That's the litmus test. So all of us can judge ourselves by this, but we should, and we should, alarm bells should ring in our mind if we are not developing some genuine interest in Krishna consciousness, some genuine taste, wherein that free time is used for Krishna consciousness. You have the option to do anything, and you choose to go over and above your day's quota and just enjoy chanting or enjoy Bhagavatam. You don't have to prepare for a class. You don't have to do any quota, and you still do it. We should all we should all want such days to also happen, and we have to strive for it. We have to do it. Okay. Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna. Any questions on this? Okay, next verse. So now, after hearing this from Vidur, Maitreya congratulates him. Maitreya Vacha Sadhu Vira Tvaya Prishtam Avatara Katham Hare Yatvam Pritchasi Martyanam Mrityu Pasha Vishantanam. The great sage Maitreya said, "O warrior, the inquiry made by you is just befitting a devotee because it concerns the incarnation of the personality of Godhead. He is the source of liberation from the chain of birth and death for all those who are otherwise destined to die." Everyone is destined to die. Death is certain. 100% death rate. 100%. Nobody lives forever. So here he's saying that Krishna is the source of liberation for from the chain of birth and death. And in that purport, Prabhupada writes something very nice. Would someone like to read?
There are many topics of mundane warfare, but a devotee is not inclined to hear them. The topics of the warfare in which the Lord engages do not concern the war of death, but the war against the chain of Maya, which obliges one to accept repeated birth and death. In other words, one who takes delight in hearing the war topics of the Lord is relieved from the chains of birth and death. Therefore, hearing the war topics of the Lord is as good as any other devotional service.
Very apt purport for the current times. There are wars either starting or about to start everywhere. You switch on the news, they'll tell you either about Israel or about Ukraine or about Pakistan or Donald Trump's mind is only a war about what he's doing. So or about internal inside India what's going on and all. Here Prabhupada is saying that we are not just interested to hear, we are definitely not interested to hear mundane topics. But in spiritual life also, we are not just interested to hear about Radha Krishna. Even topics where the Lord is killing demons is very, very of a lot of interest. Some people ask me, like we give that 4 volume Krishna book while distributing books to parents with small children, and we tell them, yeah, bedtime stories are very nice. When you open them from chapter 3 onwards, there's someone dying in every chapter. And there's a graphic description of how they are dying also. Lord punched him and his eyes popped out and blood came out of his mouth and he dropped it. But hearing about the Lord killing demons, or in this case, this wonderful pastime of Krishna ready to break his promise for Bhishma Dev, these are liberating. These are liberating. Mundane news is going to be of no use. It's not going to. It's required to a certain level in our. We need to know what's happening in the world. It should only be till there. 10 minutes, you read something, that's it. But these things, we should spend more and more and more time reading. That's what Srila Prabhupada said. Everyone should read Krishna book every day. He said, if you read Krishna book at night and go to sleep, you won't get any dreams. And even if you get dreams, you'll get dreams about Krishna. So, hearing the pastimes of the Lord, even the fighting pastimes of the Lord, will actually deliver us from the cycle of birth and death. Means what? Hearing about the Lord, developing taste about the Lord. His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj says that when we have material lust, everyone has lust. Hearing the 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 middle pastimes of Lord Krishna, the Ras Leela pastimes, and those pastimes can actually cleanse one's heart of material lust. Similarly, hearing these pastimes, hearing any pastime of Lord Krishna, here Prabhupada says the fighting pastimes, any pastime of Lord Krishna will help us from our fight with Maya. We have one fight, we have two fights actually. One is with Maya and one is a bigger fight. What is that with? Even bigger than Maya. What is whose fight? Our mind. Mind. माया के साथ भी डील करने के लिए टूल्स हैं. Mind, my God. It's it's so difficult, so difficult. But by developing some attraction for Krishna consciousness, it's very much possible. So in the next verse, Maitreya Muni. Now see, Kartik is coming. The month of Kartik is going to start in 3-4 days. So in Kartik, all devotees we take some vows. We should take some vows. And there are two kinds of vows. One is something I will do, and something I will not do. Not I'll give something up and I'll do something. So at least in this I'll do something, we can have some vow like this. I will I'll read I'll read more during Kartik, or I'll read Krishna book, or I'll read one pastime of the Lord every day. Something like that. So these pastimes uh, these vows will help us develop some taste for hearing about the Lord. And it can continue even after Kartik gets over. So now Maitreya Muni gives an example of this inquisitiveness to want to hear about the Lord, how that delivers one from the cycle of birth and death. He'll give an example in the next verse. Yayotthana putro munina gitaya bhaka Prityor kritvaiva murd angrim Aruroha Harer Padam. By hearing these topics from the sage Narada, the son of King Uttanapa, Dhruv, was enlightened regarding the personality of Godhead, and he ascended to the abode of the Lord, placing his feet over the head of death. Placing his feet over the head of death. Very poetic. So he conquered death by hearing about the Lord, by developing love for the Lord. And this is our fight. Our materially, body wise, we may have so many fights, but actually, our fight is here. And the main fight is from the cycle of birth and death. So, accepting whatever situation we are in as results of my own karma, tate anukampa susamikshamana, accepting the results of whatever is happening as my own karma, but having this firm faith that whatever situation I am in, the goal of life is to develop love for Krishna. And the foundation of it is Shravan and Kirtan. And I should do it. And I should focus on this. Then one day everyone can put their feet over the head of death. Dhruv Maharaj wanted to know God for getting a kingdom greater than Lord Brahma. Kingdom greater than Lord Brahma. When he accepted the instructions of Narad Muni, and finally, after 5 months of that following what Narad said, Dhruv was in full bliss. And then suddenly his bliss went away. And Dhruv became disturbed because in his mind he was seeing the Lord. And suddenly the Lord disappeared. So Dhruv opened his eyes. And then he opened his eyes. What did he see? The Lord standing in front of him. Now Dhruv, 5-year boy, struggling to honor the Lord. He's like when we go in front of Radha Rasbihari, sometimes we go with a prayerful mood. After a while, we don't know what to do then. I don't know, it happened to you. So many times it happened to me. So I'll just start talking to somebody next to me. Radha Rasbihari is right there, talking to someone or doing something on the phone. So then the Lord with his conch shell touched Dhruv's head. And he touched Dhruv's head, Dhruv Maharaj started composing all these wonderful prayers. And one prayer, especially very, very heart touching, in which he tells the Lord that what I wanted and what I got. You can repeat. Sthana vilashi tapasi stitoham Tvam praptavan deva munindra guyam Kacham vichinvan api divya ratnam Swamin krithatosmi varam nayache. O my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe types of penance and austerity. Now I've got you, who are very difficult for the great demigods, saintly persons, and kings to attain. I was searching after a piece of glass but instead I have found the most valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask for any benediction from you. This is the uh, this is the end result of developing attraction for the Lord. The person is fully satisfied. Then we look back on our journey and feel, I came to Krishna consciousness for negation of this, or I came to Krishna consciousness, acha laga, what have I received? If we don't develop attraction, then we'll be like, 15 saal se I'm doing what have I received? What have I received? And when we start developing some attraction for hearing chanting, for service, for devotional service, then it's like, wow, what have I received? What is it in other things that I wanted pale in comparison to that. Dhruv was saying the kingdom greater than Lord Brahma feels like glass, broken pieces of glass. I have got you. So this is the only solution to all problems of our life. Each and every, this is one size fits all solution for everybody. वो आता है ना, one size fits all caps, t-shirts, somehow it fits everyone. I don't know how, but it does. They say it does. We made one size fits all caps for Rath Yatra. It didn't fit everyone. So material life cannot give one size fits all solution. This is the solution for everyone. I'm facing bodily difficulties. Doctors are not able to diagnose it. This is the solution, ultimate solution. Intermediate solutions are there. And sometimes there are no intermediate solutions. We just have to suffer our karma. Today I was talking to one devotee, very, very nice devotee. Whenever Radhanath Maharaj goes to Vrindavan, he stays at his home. So that's just, you can understand ki, from this you will understand kya level hai. So he last year got a heart attack. So today I was talking to him, I met him, so I told him, how's your health? Let me see. Throughout my life, I have been doing 1 hour of yoga. I go for a walk and I swim every day. You see how fit I am. Still I got a heart attack. And after that, certain changes. Now I have to suffer my karma. What to do? So there is financial problem, relationship problem, emotional problem, mental problem, bodily problem. We can try and find solutions for these, and we should also. We should try and find solutions for them. But after that, also, they are not going, then I just have to face it. That's where I apply the philosophy. It's my karma coming to me. But this is the solution. In fact, in difficult karma, a person can grow more in Krishna consciousness because material life doesn't seem attractive. When we're going through difficult times, material life doesn't seem attractive. When everything is happening as per what we want, then we tend to become loose. मटीरियल आया था बुरा भी नहीं है क्या ओवर एग्जैजरेट करते हैं वो लोग शास्त्र में क्या वो क्या व्हाट इज ड्रामेटाइज करते हैं बहुत ज्यादा मेलो ड्रामा बहुत है शास्त्र में ये टीचर लोग भी ज्यादा बोल देते हैं बट when difficulty comes we understand yeah क्या रखा someone you've done so much for does not reciprocate in the same way, then understand life is like that. But we develop some devotion, some taste for hearing and chanting, some taste for devotional service, then that brings satisfaction because satisfaction to the soul can only come in service to God. And when that satisfaction comes, then we will not mind these material problems that much. So this is the one size fits all solution for all our material difficulties. The ultimate solution. Ultimate solution is what Dhruv was saying. I was searching after a piece of glass, but instead I found the most valuable jewel. Kacham vichinvan api divya ratnam. Kacham vichinvan. Glass api divya ratnam. Swamin kritatosmi varam na yache. I am fully satisfied. I don't want anything else. हाँ बट कैंसर है कोई बात नहीं अरे तुम्हारा डेट है चोरी करके कुछ है कोई बात नहीं अरे this person 30 years relationship stabbed you in the back, कोई बात नहीं. That's my karma. That's my karma. You wish to change it? That's up to you. But thank you for being so merciful to me that you brought me into Krishna consciousness, gave me good association of devotees, and by your mercy and the efforts of devotees, I am progressing. I'm satisfied. So we should not be satisfied with our efforts in spiritual life. That should go on and on. But satisfaction in life will only come when we develop attraction for the Lord. That's it. So after speaking this, then Maitreya Muni answers what Vidur wanted to ask. So he then, over the next 20 some verses, he describes the inappropriate desires of Diti. She was overcome by mundane bodily desire and she wanted a child. She told Kashyap Muni that your my co-wife Aditi, she has children. My other co-wives, you have given them children. Why not me? I want a child. And Kashyap Muni warned her. You have seen that movie. It starts only with that. When first time I saw that, and it was very there are kids here. and but so then Kashyap Muni warned her, and he gives her various reasons why he should not fulfill her desire. The first reason he gives her is others will criticize me. I'm supposed to be a learned person. This is evening time. This is not the right time. Others will criticize me, and in the future also they will cite me to do wrong things. What's the verse? Third chapter Bhagavad Gita. Yadyad acharati shreshtas tattarire tarojana sayat pramanam kurute sayat pramanam kurute. People will cite this to follow. So second reason he gives is ghosts are present at this time. Evil spirits are present at this time. So they will गुलाब जामुन उमा माता जी उमेश प्रभु धन्यवाद माता जी का वो भजन माता जी makes the world's best modaks, world's best rice and good modaks. I'm just saying, no pressure. She regularly brings for us. You have to get into her good books, then she'll bring for you also. So ghosts are present and they will influence the kind of soul that will come if you indulge in this activity. And third reason he gives is Lord Shiva can see us. Lord Shiva is there, he will see us. And then knowing that Lord Shiva is present and knowing that we are not supposed to do this, if we still do, then Lord Shiva will get angry. Lord Shiva gets pleased very fast. Lord Shiva gets angry also very fast. That Bhrigu Muni pastime is there. No? How when he kicked Vishnu, then Vishnu got up and paid obeisances and said, I'm so sorry, you kicked me, आपको बहुत hard लगा होगा. And then Bhrigu realized that भगवान यही है. So all these reasons he gives her, but Diti persisted. She went on. No, 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 no. So then finally, deferring to faith. Bhagavatam mentions deferring to fate. That okay. After all these efforts, still that means there's some plan is there. Kashyap Muni accepted. And then afterwards, immediately Kashyap Muni realized that what's going to happen. He told Diti, he chastised her, he scolded her, he foretold what's going to happen, and by hearing that, Diti repented. Srila Prabhupada in these purports, in two of these purports, where Kashyap Muni relents, Srila Prabhupada in both those purports, one after the other, Prabhupada gives the example of Haridas Thakur. And he says both were in same situation. Uh, Haridas Thakur did not relent, whereas Kashyap Muni relented. So Prabhupada writes that it seems that Kashyap Muni was a worshipper of impersonalism, Whereas Haridas Thakur was chanting the holy name of the Lord. And because he was chanting the holy name of the Lord, he was feeling such ecstasy in that chanting that no other ecstasy will come close. If from you have a two-wheeler. Now you have a two-wheeler, now you desire a four-wheeler. That's a natural desire. टू-व्हीलर है, बारिश में इतना प्रॉब्लम होता है, वो फोर व्हीलर हुआ तो लाइफ पीसफुल हो जाएगा. Now when you get a four-wheeler, now there are, suppose you win a lottery, or your father-in-law is very rich and he dies and leaves everything to you. Father will die तो थोड़ा दुख होगा. Maybe for father-in-law it won't matter that much to you. So, and you go straight from a two-wheeler to now having so much money that you can buy whichever Bentley or whatever, which is the most expensive, whatever it is. One of that Mohammed bin Salman's gold-plated Bentley. You can buy that bulletproof gold-plated Bentley. Now, when you're sitting in that, if we're purely talking from car perspective, now whatever car you see on the road won't matter to you. Boss, I have the best car in the world. Won't matter to you. So Prabhupada is saying that when a devotee experiences taste in spiritual life, everything else, including you becoming Mohammed bin Salman, everything else is pale in comparison to that. So actually, sense control for a devotee who is advancing in Krishna consciousness is not very difficult. Because the bliss of Krishna consciousness is so much that फर्क नहीं पड़ता. I'm experiencing such nice reciprocation from the Lord that I don't need all these things. If it comes on its own accord, it's fine. I'm not going to over endeavor for it. So that Srila Prabhupada writes, Namacharya Haridas Thakur could overcome that and say no to it, whereas Kashyap Muni fell prey to it. Of course, you can say, man of the Lord. Then Diti repents, and she starts to introspect, and she's in repentance. So in repentance, she offers this prayer. The Lord can cause me. This is in relation to Lord Shiva, because Kashyap Muni told her that Lord Shiva, one reason he gave, no, Lord Shiva will see us. So she's saying, the Lord can cause me to cry, but if he likes, he can also stop me from crying because he is Ashutosh. He is so great that if he likes, he can immediately destroy my pregnancy. But by his mercy, he can also fulfill my desire that my pregnancy not be spoiled. Because he is all auspicious, it is not difficult for him to excuse me from being punished, although he is now ready to punish me because I have moved his great anger. He appears like a man, but he is the Lord of all men. So she's accepting this and she's saying, if Lord Shiva desires, he can forgive me. If he desires, he can punish me. I am ready. I accept I have made a mistake. She's not in denial. We will only attract the mercy of the Lord if we first accept, I'm a fool. That we chant that, no? Patita Pavana, Tava Avatar, Mosama Patita Prabhu, Na Paye Pyare. And whenever we chant that Mosama Patita, all devotees raise their hands. Mosama Patita Prabhu, Na Paye Pyare. Sometimes it's just more of, ठीक है, करना है तो करेंगे. Like in our temple, whenever we chant that, Ha ha Prabhu Karo Daya, Deva More Pada Chaya, the second last verse of Guru Puja. So here everyone raises their hand. It doesn't happen in every temple, but somehow here everyone. Starting में कुछ लोगों ने किया होगा, अभी सब करते हैं. हाँ हाँ प्रभु करो दया. Please be merciful to me. देवो मोरे पदा छाया. Give me your shelter to me. So if that is just mechanical, then it remains mechanical. But if I really mean it, that Mosama Patita Prabhu Na Paye Pyar, I really feel that I'm a rascal number one. I'm fool number one. Then I can attract the mercy of the Lord. So here Diti has accepted. I made a big blunder. And now if Lord Shiva wants, he'll punish me. If he wants, he'll forgive me. Then this is the photo of Lord Shiva. Who is he blessing? Daksha. Daksha Prajapati. Daksha, what was the relationship that Diti has with Daksha? Father. Daksha was Diti's father. So Daksha insulted Lord Shiva. In what way? Yes, Rahul. Not giving him proper respect. Who was Lord Shiva's wife at that time? Sati. What was Sati's relation with Daksha? Daughter again. So Sati wanted to go to Daksha made a yagya and Sati wanted to go there. But what did Lord Shiva tell her? Why don't go? Why not? Why we are not invited? Your father doesn't like me. Your father doesn't like me. Why he doesn't like? Because he is too puffed up. He's Daksha. He's Daksha. So he would only respect Brahma. And he considered Lord Shiva to be unclean. And he did not understand the position of Lord Shiva. So Sati did not accept. She went there and nobody respected her. She became very angry and she lit a fire and entered. And then Lord Sati went with her bodyguards, who were Lord Shiva's followers, the ghosts and goblins. And they created a whole mess over there. And then finally, what did they do? Virabhadra, he cut off Daksha's head and Daksha died. And all the demigods, they went to Lord Shiva begging, please, please forgive. Daksha का कुछ purpose है अभी भी बाकी है. Then, by Lord Shiva's benediction, a goat's head was attached to Daksha's body and Daksha regained his life. That same Daksha came back into that body with a goat's head. And then he repented. And then Lord Shiva was called there and Daksha offered prayers to Lord Shiva and Lord Shiva forgave him. Lord Shiva was angry. Why was Lord Shiva angry? Yeah, not because he was disrespected, because his beloved wife had to die because of Daksha's insult to him. Daksha insulted him, wife got angry. So Lord Shiva was angry about that. And then immediately Lord Shiva got pacified. So now Diti knows all that. Why does she know all that? She read Bhagavatam. She is also the daughter of Daksha. She's also the daughter of Daksha. So she knows Lord Shiva can be both. And so she offers this prayer. Then she offers one more prayer now to Lord Vishnu. No, okay. So, yeah. After this, then Kashyap Muni, uh, wait. Yeah. So then she tells Kashyap Muni, and she offers one more prayer to Lord Vishnu. She says, it will be very good that my sons will be magnanimously killed by the arms of the personality of Godhead with his Sudarshan weapon. O my husband, may they never be killed by the wrath of the Brahmana devotees. And Kashyap tells her that your children are going to be killed by the Lord. So now Diti says, that is their good fortune that they'll be killed by the Lord. Better that they be killed by the Sudarshan of the Lord than, by just insulting Brahmanas and dying in a very mundane way. Here, who is being killed? Shishupal. What happens when a person is killed by the Lord? They get liberated, they get delivered. And so, Kashyap, in fact, even Lord Brahma, it will come in the third canto. Even Lord Brahma marvels, what fortune these two have. That they are killed by the Lord. Lord incarnates in special form to kill them. How fortunate they are. So, hearing all this, Kashyap Muni gets pacified and he actually develops some uh, sympathy, some thing for Diti, and then he tells her in the next verse, because of your lamentation, patience, and proper deliberation, and also because of your unflinching faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead and your adoration for Lord Shiva and me, one of your sons, Prahlad, one of the sons, Prahlad, of your son, Hiranyakashipu, will be an approved devotee of the Lord, and his fame will be broadcast equally with that of the personality of Godhead. So after hearing Diti's repentance, then Kashyap Muni becomes pleased with that and he tells her, okay, your sons, our sons, are going to be demons, but they'll be killed by the Lord. And but one of the sons of your son will be a great devotee, approved devotee, approved. Just kanti mala and dhoti kurta and bead bag is not approval. तीन माला हो गया, तीन कंठी, तीन राउंड मतलब initiated. I don't know why that is so, but it's become like that. Someone who's not initiated wears तीन माला, the other will wear तीन माला नहीं, दो करो. तीन तीन खाली initiated के लिए. So now I'm initiated. I have 3 rounds. That doesn't mean I'm approved devotee. Approved in the eyes of devotees. So here he's saying approved devotee of the Lord Prahlad. Srila Prabhupada writes in the 7th canto of Bhagavatam that the hero of the 7th canto is not Lord Narasimhadev. It is Prahlad Maharaj. Answer Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu. If if given a choice to play a role in a drama, I will any day choose to play a demon because it's more fun. It's natural. It's natural. Someone sent me this clip of this Puneet Isar, the guy who played Duryodhan in that original Mahabharata. That original Mahabharata is so devotional. Now also you can watch it. Yes. Free time, if you're some spiritual entertainment, you can watch that. Original Ramayana, original Mahabharata. Very nice. So he was saying that once he went, they used to be invited by big people, host them. So once he went, they were shooting in Jaipur, and Mahabharat. Parallelly, while they were shooting later episodes, the first episode started getting released every Sunday. It used to come. So he was saying that we once went. So in Jaipur, we were shooting. So one very aristocratic Marwadi family invited us. So the rule was they made us sit in this wonderful table. All of them were there. The Pandavas, he, Shakuni, and then they made them. So he said that the lady who played Draupadi, she was sitting with them, and then one lady came from inside and said something to her ear, and then this that whoever played, she started smiling and went and sat on the other side. And then he said that one by one, the ladies of the house were serving. The men were standing there, ladies were serving. And he said they would serve them, and when my turn would come, they would skip me. And the Maharaj, the guy who cooks, he would come and serve me. ये हुआ तीन चार पांच आइटम के लिए हुआ and then finally the head lady the मतलब the grandmother she came with some sweet and she also skipped me so I spoke up and I told her that मुझे दो and she looked at me and said इतना गुस्सा आता है तुमको 5 minutes तो मांगे थे दे क्यों नहीं दिया and then she just walked off. So this is you will equally remember the demons as much as you, but you can relate more to the demons. But the hero of the 7th canto is Prahlad. You see that movie? That movie has touched the lives of people because of its depiction of Prahlad. They could have easily added more masala in that movie by showing all sorts of stupid things, but they spent so much time showing the devotion of Prahlad. It would have seemed boring to many people, but they did it and they got the result. The graphics of the movie are average, to say the least. Nothing great. You watch that Marvel Cinematic Universe, far greater animation is available in the world now. Even 10 years back, far greater animation was available than what they have shown in this movie. But they've shown the devotional aspect of Prahlad. And that is what makes that movie special. That's what makes it special. Baki sab is ordinary. Now he's got money, he'll probably do a better job with that. But they showed the devotion that touches people's hearts. So it's devotion that touches people's hearts. It's devotion that ultimately touches our heart. We are all looking for love, but in the material world, we will always be shortchanged. whichever relationship it will be shortchanged. Those of you who have grown up children, you would probably have some experience of the relationship that you had with your children when they were small, and the relationship that is there now changes. The relationship, everything, ulta. The relationship your parents have with you when you were a kid, when we were children, and now that they are, it's different. They will also feel shortchanged. I did so much for you. That's the material world. And even if a relationship is perfect, one of you have to die before the other. If it's a natural death, then the relationship ends. Then there's pain. This is one relationship with Krishna, with the holy name, with the spiritual master that will keep growing, keep growing, keep growing, and that we have to cultivate. So, hearing this, then Diti becomes very pacified, and the last verse of this chapter is as follows: Maitreya Vacha Shrutva Bhagavatam Pautram Amodata Diti Vrisham Putrayoscha Vadham Krishnad Vidit Vidit Vasin Mahamana. The great sage Maitreya said, hearing that her grandson would be a great devotee and that her sons would be killed by Krishna, Diti was highly pleased in mind. Shri Prabhupada ki. Any questions on this chapter? Chapter 14, the pregnancy of Diti, or anything else that we discussed? Yes, Vikas Prabhu.
Thank you very much for it's out of the pastime in protein that wonderful philosophy or that wonderful practically implementation that will drive maybe will drive our devotional life further. That should drive, but maybe it's because of our my own shortcomings. And in between you mentioned that when we find the free time, then we should devote our time towards the devotional activity. And I was listening to a devotee, he was also on the same terms he was mentioning, and he said that we should try to find out our sincerity towards which we are, and it's the devotional aspects towards which we are naturally inclined. So if you can just put some light, like how we can at our own find out that kind of sincerity that I'm inclined towards chanting more or reading more or hearing more. Sometimes it actually dwells, like sometimes.
So, question is, how do I find out if I'm sincere or not, or how do I become sincere?
How do I find my that kind of sincerity that in the free time of which I utilize my time?
It all depends. That will only happen if we develop some taste for it, and taste will come when we put efforts every day. That's how it will happen. If I see, it's one thing to chant 16 rounds. It's very easy to chant 16 rounds in an inattentive way. Time निकल जाता है. But to put effort to chant, to put effort to bring the mind back, that's not very easy. To every day read Bhagavatam, it's not it's not that easy to do. But if I still do it, even if I'm really exhausted, I'm tired, my mind is telling me, "Arey yaar, just chill, just relax." But no, I have to read Bhagavatam. I have a promise to keep to myself. I will read every day. So I will read now also, although I just don't feel like doing it. But I do it. If I regularly keep this kind of a set schedule, then I will develop some taste. And with that see, there is one thing that uh, automatically taste will get developed. But I have to put effort also. I should put effort to chant better round. I should put effort to read nicely. I should put effort to go out of my way to serve devotees or to perform devotional service. And if I do that, then this taste will develop. Taste will develop, then sincerely I will take it up more and more and more. So that I have to do. So to develop a taste for Krishna consciousness, I have to put effort. That I have to do every day. Every day chant nicely. Every day try and read nicely. So if we do it like that, then the taste will come. Baki, to do it sincerely, uh, that like Srila Prabhupada says, no, that when we take vows, when we get initiated, we take a vow in front of three entities. We take a vow in front of Agnidev in terms of the fire. There's fire sacrifice. We take a vow in front of the deities, getting in a temple in front of the deities, and we take a vow in front of all the devotees, the Vaishnavas. He says only a completely uh, reckless person, hopeless person will break those vows. A gentleman will never break vows taken in front of deity, Agni, and the devotees. So similarly, uh, we have to have that kind of a thing, that mood. This I will try and do this nicely. That is sincerity. If we are skipping our rounds, if we are getting into the ठीक है चलेगा ना क्या फर्क, especially if you are not initiated, and ठीक है मैंने तो उनसा भाव लिया है, ठीक है ना कौन पूछेगा, वो पूछेंगे कब से माला कर रहे हो, 16 बोल दूंगा 2 साल से, बीच में बहुत सारे दिन छूट गया, कौन पूछे. Even if I'm initiated, who is tracking my chanting? There's no like if you go to office sometimes there are biometrics, it tracks you. There's no one tracking. होना चाहिए ऐसा कुछ, but we don't have it. There's no one tracking 16 वाला हुआ कि नहीं. So I have to do reading. No one is tracking my reading. There's no software wherein my progress is tracked and everyone can see. तो जब झक मारा के पढ़ूंगा यार वो दिख रहा है उसमें 15 साल से फर्स्ट कैंटो फर्स्ट चैप्टर पे ही पढ़ा है. I know one devotee. He bought a Bhagavatam set, put it at home, and first canto का plastic निकला था, बाकी सब पड़ा था. After some time you go, again वो पड़ा है. 2-3 times I said अरे क्या है? And one day he just removed the plastic from all the cantos. At least that external embarrassment will not be there. So that we have to do. Spiritual life is entirely voluntary. So I have to. Okay. Okay. Yes, Mataji. Yeah. So we just have to continue. We have to see that, we have to accept that I am like that, and we have to continue. And gradually try and change some things here and there, but we have to continue. We should not lose our enthusiasm when that happens. Kashyap Muni, Srila Prabhupada writes, it seems that Kashyap Muni was an impersonalist. And Prabhupada compares him to Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was a devotee. And therefore Haridas Thakur did not fall prey to this. Also, in pastimes, we should not have a like for like comparison. because the pastime is the Lord's plan for something to happen. So the Lord is showing through this pastime that this is something that should be avoided. This is the result of that. That's one angle. The other angle is the curse of the Kumaras for Jain Vijay. That also has to fructify. That's the other angle. The third angle is Lord wants to show that how great He is, that in any situation He can come and do whatever He wants to, how beautiful He is. So that's the third angle. So therefore, like for like comparison of pastimes we should not make. But when it comes to our thing, then at least gross mistakes we should not be making. बाकी जो भी है, that's now in grihastha ashram, living a life that in a city like Mumbai, in a lifestyle that we have led, especially that we have not been devotees from birth, and the lifetimes of baggage that we are carrying, sometimes some mistakes can be made. So we should not be, at least we should not be in denial that I am not making any mistake. At least that acceptance that I am not perfect. Sometimes we can just be in complete denial. Someone else can see that we are making a mistake and we are not actually leading a proper devotee life, but we are in denial. So it's better to at least be acceptful of it, accept it, recognize it. Yeah, okay, these are my faults, these are my flaws, and try and work and pray to the Lord. See, this is my mind. I get agitated sometimes. I get overwhelmed sometimes. Sometimes I lose control of my anger or of whatever. You help me. But then again, after 2 days, also it happens. We should accept it and we should pray to the Lord. And we should try that it doesn't happen again. So that is all we can do. But whenever those cases are not there, at that time, how we are utilizing our life, that will also help in those cases. So at that time, whether genuinely we are trying to chant nicely, genuinely we are trying to serve nicely, will have an impact on this. Gradually it will get reduced. That's all I can share. Hare Krishna. So we are approaching the month of Kartik. So all of us will be going to Shri Vrindavan Dham, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki. How many of you are coming? Good, good. Others, tough luck. You can still come. We have few rooms. We have some rooms vacant. If you wish, you can still join the yatra. You just have to figure out how you're going to reach Vrindavan. There are some devotees here who did not get train ticket. They are planning to drive, and if their petrol gets over, they'll probably horseback ride and come. But they are determined to come to Vrindavan. So suddenly you'll see some horse carriages entering Bhakti Vedanta Marg. The month of Kartik starts from 8th October, next week, right? Midweek. 7th October is Sharad Purnima. Sharad Purnima is the day before Kartik. And the people ask, why is Kartik so special? Why is the month of Kartik so special? So one devotee gave an answer, because Krishna likes Kartik. That's it. Krishna likes Kartik. What's your problem? You take the benefit now. One person asked Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, why does Krishna wear a peacock feather? And then Prabhupada was silent. And then the devotees thought, koi must philosophical answer milega. And Prabhupada said, Krishna likes it. Why yellow dhoti? Krishna likes it. Now, someone may do some research and give some, big answer why it is yellow dhoti. But the better answer is Krishna likes it. That's it. You like Levi's, yeah, Pepe, you want to put, poor our Bichare Bhagat Singh and all will be crying in their grave that for him I died. Pepe jeans में वो England का flag है पीछे. These guys are wearing that and for them we died. But Krishna likes Kartik. Kartik is the deity of Kartik month is not Krishna, it's Srimati Radharani. So that's why one of her names is Kartika. That comes from her mother's name is Kirtida. So Kirtida's daughter became Kirtika. and Kirtika became Kartika, and that's how the name is there, Kartik. It is also called Srimati Radharani's name is Ujjeshwari. Urja means Vrat, to have that. So therefore, in Kartik we take some vows. We take some vows. As I said, vow can be two things. One is something that I do, and other is something that I don't do. Some examples of things that devotees do in Kartik: standing extra rounds, offering lamps, attending Mangal Aarti, going to the Holy Dham and doing parikrama, chanting Damodar Ashtakam, reading scriptures. At least in 1 month of a year, I will read scriptures. Which maybe when I go on yatra, it's not possible. What else? Performing some Vaishnav Seva, very good. So many things, right? So many. Sir? यमुना, थैंक यू, यमुना बोला आपने उसके पहले. Why I'm saying that was Prabhupada के lecture में just last week, I was hearing Prabhupada in his lecture. He was saying, here when I went to America, these Americans would not take bath for 1 week. And when I told them the regulative principles, first I had to tell them that you should bathe every day. So, Yamuna Snan, bathing in a holy river, very nice. So many do's, so many wonderful things. Listen to lectures, listen to kirtan, perform kirtan. You don't need to get a temple slot to perform kirtan. Just perform kirtan at your home, perform kirtan just to the picture of the Lord, all these things. Or join in the chorus of the kirtan, sit and clap and chant loudly, all these things. Some examples of don'ts, some things we avoid. Yes. Avoid social media. Avoid social media in Kartik. Social media, maybe if you can restrict yourself, like today when I was doing parikrama and वहाँ पे हमारा जगन्नाथपुरी स्टॉल है, तो one devotee Ram, he was there, वो बैठा था उधर, ऊपर से सब दिखता है, तो he was watching Instagram and some mundane thing. राम क्या हो गया? आकाशवाणी कहाँ से कौन बोल रहा है? He looked up. Then the devotee sitting next to her, ये कर नहीं प्रभु जी, वो स्टार्ट हुआ था डिवोशनल स्क्रोलिंग से, वो भटक गया थोड़ा. So yeah, if you can control, then very good. If not, then avoid social media. So at least in that month of Kartik, Vaishnavi uh, Bhagyashri Mataji is saying that avoid social media. What else? You can avoid Prajalpa for at least 1 month. What else? Sorry? Offending devotees, criticizing devotees, talking ill of devotees, thinking ill of devotees, we can avoid. What else? Sorry? Lamenting, okay. That's it. That other things to avoid? That you should avoid every day. Caffeine should be avoided 365 days of the year. But if you're not doing that, at least start with Kartik. Very good. We all started somewhere. We all started somewhere. What else? Things to be avoided in the month of Kartik. Oversleeping, very good. Prabhupada said, for an adult, 6 hours of sleep is enough. Automatically, miraculously time will get created in our life. Miraculously, just by sleeping for 6 hours. And at least in the month of Kartik, we can sleep for 6 hours and use that extra time for doing some Krishna consciousness. So, do's and don'ts. Now, so many list examples were there. Take inspiration from some of them and take some vows. Some do and some don'ts. So many lists. Choose your vow. So many wonderful leelas happened in the month of Kartik. Can we name them? Can we list them? Damodar Leela, Govardhan Leela, Gopashtami. What is Gopashtami? Cows. Krishna graduates from being Gopal to now herding the cows. Govind. Yeah. So Gopashmi. Sorry? Nala Kuvaira and Manigriva. That happens. What else? That's it? Leela. What Leelas happen? Yeah. So who was killed? Arishtasur. Very good. Arishtasur कुछ आता नहीं है आप लोग को? दामोदर लीला वो तो पता है बच्चे को भी पता है दामोदर बामन से पूछेंगे वो बता देगा दामोदर लीला हुआ था. So Arishtasur was killed. Who was Arishtasur? In what form was he? Bull. Bull. And who killed Arishtasur? Krishna killed. And after that, what did Krishna do after killing Arishtasur? Immediately after killing Arishtasur, what did Krishna do? Before that, what did he do? वो बेचारा व्हाट इज हिज नेम अश्विन कुमार जब बनाएगा प्रभु जी तब हम 5 बार देखेंगे उसके बाद हमें समझ आएगा फिर हम बोलेंगे वो भागवतम हम खोलते नहीं है हम उसमें विश्वास नहीं करते खोलने में अश्विन कुमार 2036 में बनाएगा उसका वो पूरा वो टाइमलाइन है 2027 परशुराम 2029 लॉर्ड राम पार्ट 1 2031 लॉर्ड राम पार्ट 2 2033 कृष्णा 2035 कृष्णा like that he's going to do. After killing Arishtasur, Lord Krishna went to show off to Srimati Radharani. Dekha, what did I do? You know. And then Radharani shooed him off and said, "You have killed a cow, a bull." अरे but वो तो demon था. No, I don't care. You killed. Go repent. This time we are going to Badrinath in Vrindavan. There's a Badrinath in Vrindavan also, Adi Badri. So because many of you had slipped into depression after the Badrinath Yatra was cancelled, so Deenbandhu Prabhu very mercifully has agreed to take us to Adi Badri. So one day Nand Baba and Yashoda Maya also decided, चलो तीर्थ यात्रा पे जाएंगे, चार धाम यात्रा पे जाएंगे. So Krishna asked them, this is not the same Pavan Sarovar wala pastime. That's different. That was a different pastime. So here then when they tell Krishna, "अरे, that's it. You don't have to take all that difficulty to go there. इतना कष्ट करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. Come with me." They were taking us. No, no, come with me. What you want to go? No, in Badrinath, that's there in our Braj. Everything is there in Braj. And then Krishna takes Nand Baba and Yashoda Maya to Kamyavan. And in Kamyavan, Krishna shows one mountain. And he shows 4 mountains. This is Badrinath, this is Kedarnath, Yamunotri, Gangotri. And then Krishna takes his mother and father on that mountain of Badrinath, which is very easy climb. And there's a temple, and he shows, see, Nar Narayan. So self-manifested deities of Nar Narayan Rishi are there in the Badrinath, which is in Kamyavan in Braj. So that's there. So yeah. So then Radharani tells him, go take a bath. And then Krishna manifests Sham Kund, and then all those holy rivers, they pray to Radharani to allow them to manifest in her Kund, Radha Kund, and then Krishna says Radha Kund is more dear to me even than Sham Kund. So appearance of Radha Kund and Sham Kund happens in the month of Kartik. What else? What else happens? Lord Ram returns to Ayodhya. Lord Ram returns to Ayodhya during Diwali time. Bali Maharaj emerges from Sutal Lok during Kartik time. Radharani is crowned the queen of Vrindavan, Vrindavaneshwari at Imlitala by the gopis in Kartik time. So many unlimited pastimes happen in Kartik. Krishna learns how to walk during Kartik time. Krishna before that crawled in Kartik time. Krishna first stole butter during Kartik time. All these wonderful things are there. And our acharyas say that all that we need to satisfy our soul, all that we need, all those things that we need to satisfy the soul, all those benedictions we can get when we put some efforts for our spiritual life in the month of Kartik. So this is a sale for our spiritual life, and we should make the most of it. There are a lot of benefits to offering lamps in the month of Kartik. Therefore, all of us should at least do that every day, once a day at least. Even if we can't come to the temple, we take the picture of Yashoda Damodar or of Radha Rasbihari, whichever picture you like, and offer lamp. Ghee lamp, not oil lamp. Ghee lamp. Genuine ghee, not that 150 rupee kg wala. Proper, invest some money in buying some chota dabba of proper ghee, get a wick, and offer lamps. There is this verse which I will read now. It says, there is no other month equal to Kartik and no other yuga equal to Satyug. There is no scripture equal to the Vedas. There is no place of pilgrimage equal to the Ganges. Kartik is the chief of all months and is very dear to the Vaishnavas. Therefore, the Vaishnavas serve the Supreme Lord with great devotion in the month of Kartik. When someone in our family pleases Lord Keshava by offering him a lamp during the month of Kartik, then, by the mercy of the Lord who holds the Sudarshan Chakra in his hand, we all attain liberation. By offering a lamp during the month of Kartik, one burns away a collection of sin as big as Mount Meru or Mount Mandara. Of this, there is no doubt. A person who offers a lamb during the month of Kartik attains a result that cannot be attained even with 100 yagyas or 100 pilgrimages. No sin exists anywhere in the three worlds that will not be purified by offering a lamb to Lord Keshava during Kartik. A person who offers a lamb to Lord Krishna during Kartik attains this eternal spiritual world where there is no suffering. Shri Kartik Maas ki, Shri Lord Damodar ki, Yashoda Damodar ki. So from 8th onwards, please offer lamps. If possible, try to come to the temple. And so next Saturday, we will try and have the class little early so that we can complete by 7:45, and then all of you can go and offer lamps. And then midweek after that, we will see everyone in Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय, श्री कार्तिक मास की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।